Good afternoon, everyone. Am I? Hello.
Yes, Sanjay. You are audible. Yes, you are audible. Loud and
Hello.
clear.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, this is Sanjeev, CEO Signing Incubator. Today we are going to start our session. Okay. Today's session is mainly focused on digital marketing. Okay. And yes, tomorrow we also organize on intellectual property rights program, and day after tomorrow one session for artificial intelligence and blockchain management. Okay, so all the startups who are joining this program, try to listen carefully because it will help your increase your business. Okay, startup business, and gradually you can launch your product by using of this digital marketing platform. Okay, and we are from into always try to help you in every aspect. Okay, and from 1st July, Government of India going to start seed funding program.
Mm, Sanjeev ji.
Today our speaker is Mr. Tripura Thapa. Um, he is already joined with us a long time back, and he is looking up digital marketing and incubator strategy or like that. Okay, so he's the right person who can teach you about the digital marketing and all. So, Mr. Thapa, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are. You are. I can hear you clearly.
Yes.
Am I?
So
Am I
over to you,
audible?
Mr. Thapa. Please continue to the session. Okay. And after
Sure.
1.5 hour program, we can take your questions. Okay. So in between, you can just present your presentation. Okay. And after that, we can take all the questions from the incubatees. Okay, who are really looking for the digital platform and digital management also. Okay. So thank you once again.
Sure.
Welcome this session. Please, over to you, Mr. Thapa.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope you guys are doing fine. What we are doing today, okay, there were like many multiple queries or multiple questions from many people. Sorry, before I start, can you just mute your line? There's some background noise which is coming. Okay. So yeah, so last sessions, there were many questions regarding marketing as one of the primary concerns from many startups, right? Not only startups, overall businesses. So we thought, let's go ahead and try to address some of the questions which we can address, right? And then help you guys to sort out if you have any questions regarding your personal business. So what we have done, I have actually put together a very high level, like you know, digital marketing for startups kind of a setup. Okay, this is just for a knowledge based purpose. It's not in depth. You might not find detailed process about what needs to be done. What are the 10 different steps, but you'll definitely uh, get some idea. Okay, what can be done? What are the paths that you can take? So I am going to share my screen. Let me know if you can when you can see it. Is it visible? Can you see my screen?
It is visible, Mr. Thapa. You can continue.
Okay, sure. So what we're going to do today is we will talk about digital marketing for startups. Okay. Uh, so I'm Dipuraj Thapa. I'm actually founder and CEO for a couple of companies, Zero and Marcom and Code Tiger. Zero and Marcom focuses mostly on the marketing aspect, whereas Code Tiger is largely in terms of your software, app, and website development. Okay, so I'll just start with the basic thing. Okay, what exactly marketing is all about. So it is a saying. Okay, there is a saying by Joe Karnov. Okay, he's a pretty famous marketer. He says that a good marketing makes the company look smart. Okay, but a great marketing makes the company or customer feel smart. Okay? So this is something which we always have to keep in our mind while we are marketing. Okay, it's not about what you have that matters, but what the customer really can find or find the value with you that matters. So starting with today's agenda, I have very high level five agenda. We'll start with the first slide. We'll talk about the basic like you know the basic thing about not only marketing but with the startup. Okay. Then we'll talk about the basic what type of marketings we do have, what types of digital marketing we have, then basic marketing concepts, and then I will take your questions and answers. Okay. Going to the next thing. This is something which I want you to introspect. Okay, you don't have to say it loudly, but if you're fine to share those information, that is pretty awesome. Okay, so if you are a startup and you are definitely existing to solve certain kind of a problem for the world, right? So that is the first and the foremost thing. What you have to answer yourself is your startup like having all these seven traits? Now I'll explain you one by one what they are. Okay, is your startup useful? Okay, now what does useful means? Is there a purpose for your startup to even exist? Okay, that is the first question which you have to answer to yourself. Okay, when you get that particular answer, you have to be like, I'll give you an example. Okay, for example, imagine there is a car. Okay, car is a very useful thing. We we travel in it. We can cover a large distance in a very shorter time because we are driving a car. But imagine a car is having a flat tire. Okay, and there is no repair shop. You don't have Stephanie. Is that car a useful car anymore? So the purpose of the car is to actually travel fast and cover the short distance. But in this case, because the tire is flat or punctured, like you are not able to fulfill that particular purpose, right? So that is called usefulness. Second thing which you have to ask about your startup is, are you what is the end goal that you want to achieve? Okay, with this particular startup, with your particular business, are they effectively done? Like, are you able to effectively do it? Are you doing it efficiently? Okay. Now, I'll probably you might be wondering why am I asking all these questions? I'll come to this when we actually go through the slides over the time. The next thing is findability. How easy is it for your startup to be found by people, by your customers, by other people who are looking for it, or even within your business itself? How easily are you able to find those information? So findability is the third thing. So what is the fourth thing? That is called credibility or credible. Okay, is your brand, is your company, is your business, is your startup trustable enough? Has it actually able to build that trust with your customers or the people who are doing business with you? Do they really trust you? Okay, so that is the credibility part. Desirable, it means that does your startup, does your business, or even the product that you're offering, does it have any emotional value to your user, your customer, or is it really beautiful, like aesthetically? is, does it have its own identity? And is people really talking about those particular product or service or your particular brand, okay, with other people in a positive way? So that is about desirability. When somebody looks or when somebody uses your product, do they feel, oh wow, this is pretty awesome? So that is all about desirability and accessible. When we talk about accessible, uh, is your brand or company uh, like you know catering to different types of users? Now, when we come to this, it could be people who are using desktop, laptop, or people who are blind, people who are handicapped, people who are not able to hear or are colorblind. There's so many examples that we can look at. Okay, there are different kinds of people. Are we catering to all of them, or is a brand or products that are getting built, are they actually useful or can be usable or by all kind of people and valuable? It means that whether people, when they are actually associate with you or use your products, do they have or do they get the value of time, money, and effort they put in out here? So these are the few things which I want you to think, okay, before we start this entire exercise, because most of our aspects in marketing should and must be aligned to these seven pillars, okay, and then your marketing will be very, very successful. This is not only applicable for your marketing, but this is also very applicable for your entire business, for a product, for anything that you exist for. Okay. Uh, so the next point which I want to make out here is marketing is actually more than just running ads. Many people feel when we're talking about general marketing, we'll run ads like put newspaper ads or TV ads or social media ads, okay, Facebook ads or Google ads, and that is marketing. But unfortunately, that is part of marketing, but not all of it. Okay, so with that note, I'm just starting with the basic definition of types of marketing. There are majorly in today's world there are two kinds of marketing, right? Traditional marketing, in which we used to acquire or sorry we used to aware the customers through multiple things like say TV ads or billboard, newspaper. So the informations were actually been transmitted in a very, very, very high level traditional way, where basically there was no way, okay, what is happening after that particular ad is seen, and when the person visits or purchase that particular product or service, then you or the business acquired them. But then there was no way to connect where the people were coming from, or there were very, very uh, inconsistent way of tracking that you used to do. So what used to happen, the conversion rate of this kind of traditional marketing were very, very low. Okay, but they are actually still very low, but but the reach is very high, because right, when there is a billboard in a particular area, and say there are thousands of people traveling through that road, okay, they basically end up in uh, seeing those particular billboard. Okay, just give me a moment. Abdul, I'm sorry for that. uh, so that is traditional marketing, or how it used to be done. Now in a little different way, today now, we are moving digital, in a digital world. We are doing lots of activities in this particular market, right? What happens is in the digital marketing, this exercise gets enhanced. Now first there is an awareness. We run different kind of the campaigns, or different kind of content has been released from our end. Then we acquire those customers. We know where they're coming from because we can track them. Okay, then what we do is we activate them. We do lots of activities with them basically to kind of engage them. Okay, and then we retain them. Once they are our customers, we also ask them to refer more of their contacts to us. Okay, there is the referral program, and then that helps in increasing or building our revenue uh, channel. Okay, so this is a pretty data generic data marketing funnel that how it works. Okay, so these are the basic two types of things which are going on today. But beyond that, we also know that even digital marketing today it is getting a little traditional in approach. The next phase of digital marketing is called growth hack. Okay, which means that using those tools, both traditional as well as the digital world. Okay, how can you increase your customer base by say threefold, tenfold, fivefold, whatever it is? Okay, so that's something which I will give as five pointers to you, very high level stuff towards the end of this particular session. Okay, so that is called growth hacking. I will just run you through a type of digital marketing. Okay, so whatever I'm telling you right now, these are very basic. Most of you might already know, but still, for people who might not know, I'm just running you through that. So we have something called search engine optimization, where basically we optimize our content, website or pages, okay, for the search engine. Now that is what we'll learn in some time. We have social media, social and display advertisement, search engine marketing, content marketing, email marketing, video marketing, and social media marketing. Okay, I'll go and explain you what exactly search engine optimization is. I I believe that many of you already have gone to Google. Generally you go to Google for searching anything, and you have seen this particular page, okay, on a very regular basis. So what you basically, whenever you search something, what you generally see is this kind of page. It might actually vary from keyword to keyword, whatever you're searching. But typically, when you're searching some kind of product, there is something called ads for uh, Google Shop, okay, where all the products can be listed out. This are generally at the top, okay, and then you also see something like about, I think it's 9 billion or something like that, okay. Sorry, it's 9 cr or 15 cr. I'm not sure. 915 cr results are there, and it took Google just 0.77 seconds to list out all those particular search results. What does that mean is each of this particular result is counted as one. So Google has listed about 915 crore results for this particular keywords in less than 1 second. So that's the kind of content Google has. Okay, and imagine when you're talking about this many pages or this many thing, ranking out here in the top first page, how tough it is for this kind of keywords, right? So SEO is very important, so that when somebody is searching for any kind of service that you provide, your name should also be listed in the top 10 or top 5 of this particular search results. Then only people will able to or people will actually come and find you. There are very less chance that people will actually go to the second, third, fourth page looking for you. So that's where the search engine optimization plays a very vital role. Search engine optimization basically is divided into 4 different categories. Okay, something which you have to understand is you don't have to know exactly all the in-depth thing as of now. Okay, because that will take for me to explain you about 6 months. Okay, but in here you have to understand that there are two major kind of SEO activities which we do. One is called on-page. On-page means on-page SEO, which means anything that happens on the website. Okay, any activity you do on the website, it is called on-page. That could be like changing the banner, changing the heading, writing the content, optimizing the keywords, okay, uh, or making sure that your HTML or JavaScripts or CSS are running fine at the back end, and then whatever you can see on the page, okay, and you're optimizing it. That is called on-page search engine optimization. Okay. The next is off-page. Off-page means very simple. All the activities that you do outside the website, it is called off-page, okay, SEO or search engine optimization. That could be like you are running a Facebook ad. That could be off-page. You're writing a blog and posting it in, say, Medium. Okay, that's a second kind of thing. You're giving a webinar. Okay. Now this particular exercise, what we are doing, this is also an off-page activity. Okay, because we are not doing anything on the website, it is outside website. That's why it's called off-page. So there are many things that can happen outside the website to make sure that people know about your website. Okay. Now, for example, if you are talking to your friend about a certain particular app or website, like say Book My Show, or say mm, about Swiggy or Zomato, any of this particular app, you're also doing off-page for them. That's like word of mouth. Okay, you're not actually getting into the website, but you're telling your friend, and your friend definitely will go back and look into that particular app or website. So that actually helps for that particular website to gain the traffic. So any of these activities which happens, on the website or off the website, basically adds up to your search engine optimization. Okay. Now the part of on-page optimization is technical SEO. Now, what exactly is technical SEO or tech SEO is anything that you optimize at the back end of your page. That would be your codes, HTML codes, or you are doing activities on Google Search Console or Google Analytics. Any of those things or activities which actually helps you to structure uh, the codes or the technical aspect of your page is called technical SEO. They are vast. Okay, there are thousands of different things that you need to look into. Okay, and search engine, those algorithms, basically, how do they help to rank your page? Technical SEO is one of the major criteria to it as well. Okay, and the final thing is analytics. Although analytics is not part of SEO, but analytics helps us in doing lots of SEO. They will actually help us in telling us which pages are getting what kind of traffic, and they're actually helping us what kind of keywords are ranking better, okay, for our websites or pages or whatever it is. Okay, and it will also help us to see after people come to a page, okay, are they actually staying in that page, or are they actually moving, or they're closing the page and going to something else. Okay, so that will actually help us understand, okay, people are not finding the content that actually is bringing them in the website relevant to the page that they are landing to. Okay? So these are basically, there are many things or factors which where analytics helps us. It helps us in tracking. It helps us in analyzing. It helps us in identifying different problem areas to fix it. That directly or indirectly impacts the search engine optimization. I have listed out the kind of activities at a very high level. Okay, these are, like, I can say only like 2% of the total amount of activities which goes behind. Okay, but if you know, there are more than 500 factors depending on which, so Google basically, Google or any search engine ranks your site, okay, and ranks it out here in this kind of format. So I'm quickly moving to the next one. I want to actually take you through this particular slide in detail, so that you understand. Although this is part of SEO, but this can hold good for any kind of digital marketing. Okay. Now this is a little old. Okay, but still it is valid. I told you about the on-page SEO and off-page SEO. Okay, so the on-page SEO factors that really matters for you to rank in this particular search engine optimization is, like, first, which you have to make sure there are, content. HTML architecture, links, and these are the on page are content, HTML architecture. Okay, off page would be links, trust, social, personal. So these are all different factors. We don't have to really bother too much, but understand the core of it. Okay, what we have to understand out here is in the content. Okay, quality and research, that is, our page is well written and have substantial quality content. Quality content means information that is really useful for people, whoever, or consumers, whoever is actually coming to your page and going through it. Okay, and second thing is, have you researched the keywords people may use to find your content? So the keyword research and the content research. Okay, and the different kind of keywords that you're going to use on that particular page to explain what exactly that particular page is all about. Okay, these two factors plays very very important role for you, okay, to rank your page. So what does that mean is, always make sure that you just do not copy paste the content. Okay, that is strict no. If you copy paste and try to rewrite also, okay, uh, the algorithms these days are very smart. They will know exactly what kind of things you're copying, and if you have rewritten it or not. What you have to do is you have to bring original content. You have to write it yourself. You can check 100 different websites for your information purpose, but the final thing that you write, it should be your words. Okay, and the words should be something that people are really searching for. Okay, for example, say there is a word called mobile, as I showed you some time back. Mobile is a very very frequent and a generic word. It could mean anything. Okay, but if you are writing your content in and around mobile, try to describe the niche or the USP, okay, which actually helps that mobile to stand out in the crowd. So, for example, you might have heard of some keywords like budgeted mobile. That is also pretty crowded arena, but still, it is better than just mobile. Okay, and you might also have heard of the keywords like uh, best mobile in less than 30,000 rupees. Okay, that is better than just having the previous keyword that I just mentioned. So you have to be a little more uh, unique about the way you write your content. So that's pretty much what it means. And in historically, there has been many uh, search engine algorithms which has changed, and many websites got impacted, but they made sure that quality content, or the website having the quality content, never gets impacted unless there's something else which is really impacting. We'll talk more about that. The next important things are the words that you use, the words and the phrases that you use. Okay, and this could be something where you make sure, okay, that you could be found using that. Okay, then the engagement means people should be coming to your website and staying in your website and going within inside the website. For example, if I say, for example, out here, uh, let's say I don't have the website, but still dipural.com. Okay, uh, if I'm saying that, okay, I'm talking about myself, what all different trainings I provide or what kind of services I provide. If somebody comes and lands on my homepage, says dipural.com, they should also get into inside and try to find what kind of services. uh, Hello, am I is there a problem with the network? Okay, sure. So yeah, what I was saying was so this is they should be engaging. People should actually come and interact with your website more in depth, versus coming and bouncing out of your page. Bouncing means they just come to your homepage and they did not like it and they just go out. So then the engagement goes down, and the search engine will also rate you down. Similarly, the freshness, the content that you're actually putting in should be fresh. Okay, it should be put more regularly. It should not be like something that you have put in last 6 months back and you forgot about the website or any place as such. Okay, so just let's make sure that whenever we are building any website or any page in Facebook or any uh, other accounts in LinkedIn or Twitter, we have to always keep it in, updated. We should be posting regularly. Then the engagement and the freshness increases. Okay. The things that you have to avoid is don't write one liners, two liners, and just leave the entire page empty. Okay, that is a big no. The content has to be more than that. Okay. The next thing is you might have seen many websites where there are multiple ads or like a Google AdSense which is running in the website. That actually is a break in the way when customer or consumer actually goes through the website. Okay, those are the breaking points. They kind of stops or makes the website a little more less engaging. Okay, because they might end up in clicking in so many random links, they might actually go out. Okay, so that is actually a bad thing. So try to keep those ads very less. Okay, if you are using the Google AdSense, and place it in right places, not the moment when you actually open the website you immediately find the Google ads running. Okay, not in that way. Okay, so the other thing is HTML or those are the the major reason why the structure that builds your website. Okay, many people might not know this, but if you are aware, that's pretty good. So whenever you go to, I'll just show you how exactly an HTML looks like. So imagine this is a page. I can go to view source. Okay. Okay. This is not the right. Okay. So when you actually go to the view source, what I did was I just went ahead and then right clicked, and then there is this particular page. This in this particular right click uh, option, you find view page source. Okay. That's pretty much what I did. I did not do any rocket science out here. Okay. In this, what you will find is like this kind of like the tags. These are basically called HTML tags. What HTML tags does is basically it helps in like structuring the page with certain things. Okay, all the space, all these things. Now, as I told you, right, header tag. In this header tag, like we have something called okay titles. Okay, titles are something which if you control search. So I have this particular thing called title. Okay, it's out here. Now, title is something that whenever you actually like those, this is a content which has been written out there. Okay, now you'll see it out here when you just hover on the tab. You'll see it right. Better marketing copy faster with AI. That's exactly what has been written out here. Okay, so this is basically called title. Are you able to see it? Can you just say yes, no? Okay. So basically, that's the title. We and the next is the description about this particular page, what exactly it is, if you can describe it. And the title actually has some limitations of around 65 characters. Description is which actually describes this particular page. Then you have header structure. So these are all the things which you basically need to know while you're actually developing your website. And the strict no to this particular thing is stuffing or hiding the keywords or content. at times what happens is people they just want to fool the the search engine crawlers, and they will put lots of keywords which doesn't hold any meaning or doesn't form a proper sentence. Okay, that is a big no, because Google algorithm really finds out pretty easily these days, if it is keyword stuffing or not. They will actually just say, okay, this is malpractice. They'll start ranking your page down just because of all this uh, malpractices. Okay. In architecture, these are basically, let's not get into too much of depth, but in architecture crawling, basically, you have seen the HTML part of it. Now, the entire website has architecture at the back end. Okay. Now, this particular thing is basically helps Google crawl bots to crawl and find out all the things, whether this particular website is having those uh, like you know like titles or contents or everything. Okay, are they in the right place or not? Are they actually crawlable or not? If there are so many things which probably I'll not get in depth. So these things, if they're properly aligned, properly structured, everything is in place. All the, like if you have a video in your website, if that particular thing has been mentioned out there, that there is a video tile out there, or a a video tag will be also there. If the video is playing correctly, so all these things are basically will help for to crawl and collect the information by the search bots and provide it to the search engine. Now, if everything is fine, it will actually rank your page better. And if not, then it might actually start putting you down. In there, if there is no duplicates, okay, or speed is perfect or not, if your URL structure is perfect or not, these are all the different things which this architecture will look at. What it doesn't allow you to do is cloaking. Cloaking basically it's kind of a JavaScript thing, where something hiding the stuff, you are actually cloaking lots of or hiding some kind of a program at the back end, okay, which will actually try to push your ranking better, uh, which is a big no. If Google finds it, it'll immediately start banning your entire website. It's a big malpractice in the system. So we have to make sure that we do not do any of that. Okay. Now off page means I told you about links, right? For example, say I'm actually say CNET. Have you heard of a company called CNET or Wikipedia? Wikipedia doesn't give the links, but still imagine that they give. Okay. Whenever you go to Wikipedia, you'll find so many hyperlinks out there, right? When you click that, generally they'll land up to the same page. Okay. But imagine other website, okay, having similar kind of link, and when you click that, they come and land you to your website. Okay, so that is called linking. Or if the links are quality link, for example, you're coming from good quality website, okay, then that is good. That will actually build more uh, juice or more strength to your page. But imagine you are just randomly putting your link some random place. Okay, say there is a pretty common practice, right? Some of the people will actually try to attack you by putting a link in a porn site. Okay, and you'll get lots of backlinks, but those are all irrelevant backlinks. Okay, what will happen? People will come to your website, they will bounce out. So if there are 1,000 people coming to your website and then they are going out of your website within fractions of seconds, then that's actually a bad experience. We talked about the engagement out here. Okay, so that's a bad engagement. So Google search engine will start seeing your particular website as a a bad quality website, because people are bouncing out of it. So that is a black hat technique which people does. Okay, the next thing is text, the numbers. These are all needs to be also these are also very important. Now the paid. Okay, sorry. In this case, okay, like for example, paid. If you are purchasing the link from some third party, these are actually not preferred by search engines these days, because that's a side business, right? And search engines do not really want to let a third party really run that kind of businesses right now. And the other thing is basically like your spam. So spamming is strictly no. So these are the reasons why, like if you spam too much, your IDs gets blocked, or your page actually starts ranking at a like lower, and you'll not be found and all. Okay. Trust is very important. Trust, it comes from multiple things. Okay, like for example, there's something called authority. Uh, Whenever you are actually providing links to other people, or you're getting those links from those things, okay, those particular sites, if the pages are well connected, those both the pages are of high quality page, then the customers who are actually coming to your page will also start trusting those particular links. Like for example, if Wikipedia is sending uh, a link to your website and saying, okay, this is the website which sells good mobile, okay, and you generally do that, you sell good mobile, then what happens is basically your customers who are coming to this particular website because they're searching it, or let's say Quora is saying, okay, this particular website builds a nice website, okay, or mobile app. Then they come to this particular page, they found, okay, yeah, really, these people are really building nice mobile page and mobile app. What they will do is basically that particular exercise will start engagement among your customers. Okay, so that will build the authority. As simple as that. If you have good history, like if your website is like say 10 years old versus a website which is only 1 month old, okay, you'll have much more uh, advantage. Okay, and identity. Okay, if your uh, websites are well identified, people know them, and it is verified by various sources, like say okay, Glassdoor verifies that, okay, this is a right, your company is a good company, and you, the employees are pretty happy with you. Or say Google my business shows that, okay, where your particular location is, or even whenever you are searching for your particular company, and you see that you are actually ranked in Just Dial or Sulekha. Those are also some of the things where basically you are verified in all these cases. Okay, so you have that verification. Okay, yeah, this you exist, and you are doing this particular business, or you are having some kind of reviews and ratings and all those stuff. So that's one of the other thing. Okay, the other aspects are basically in social. Sorry, coming to this trust. Piracy is big no. Okay, you cannot uh, host pirated contents, or you cannot use uh, like plagiarized contents. Plagiarized means copied contents, and so on and so forth. In social, social is basically social media and all. Okay, reputation is pretty much the thing. It's something very similar to your authority or trust that we talked about. Okay, and the share, the more the people share your contents, the more the people like it, there is a more number of engagement. Okay, the more value you get for your page, okay, or the content that is there. And in the personal, if you are, say for example, you are based out on Mumbai. Okay, your company is based out in Mumbai, and your service area is mostly Maharashtra. That's an example. Okay, and when you are actually searching for your company, and you find it in Mumbai. Okay, what happens is basically the people are able to actually access it. So imagine you're opening a next office in Siliguri, imagine, okay, or in West Bengal, somewhere in Calcutta. And when people are who are nearby to that Calcutta, if they're looking for your particular company, they're finding that, okay, your particular location near to them, it becomes very very easy for those particular customers to engage with you. Okay, so that actually also matters. If you are actually in India and your customer is in US, and they wanted, or they are looking for someone who can work with them, who are based in India, then it is easy for them to find you versus finding someone from South Africa. Okay, so it's that location really matters out here. and then which city and all you're located to, then your history and social, your friendly social, if the people around you, your customers are really happy with you or not. Like for example, testimonials that you receive, the videos that you see, receive as the testimonial. Those are all really all the important factors that impacts your uh, presence, online presence as such. Okay, so I hope it's like too many informations out here, but I'll share this with you guys. Okay, just go through this, try to understand, and do some Google search yourself. I'll also share the latest format once I have it. Okay, uh, so that's something which will actually help you to understand how complicated even the basic of digital marketing is. Okay, you have to take care of multiple aspects to this, right? I'm moving to the next one. I talked about this sometime back. It is called local SEO. Okay, local SEO is something you have to understand that whenever you are at a certain place, okay, and people are looking for you, and they find okay your local presence in that particular place, then they will trust you more. Okay, so for example, in this particular case, I have like two of my businesses, and they are both listed in Google My Business. So whenever you type any of these particular names on Google, you'll definitely find this one of the this Google My Business page. So that is one way of it. The other could be your Just Dial, Sulekha, and there are other places where you can list yourself. So these are some of these things where you have to also put your business into, list yourself, also try to offer different services at the local level. Okay, that will boost lots of local SEO for you, and it's very important. Most of the people feels okay, why should I actually even do that? But it is important. Okay, and you can also use maps. Okay, to show your location. That also increases lots of business. At times you might have seen whenever you're looking for any particular services, you'll see the map at the first, and then you'll be seeing the list of the businesses. Okay, so that is also search engine optimization. Okay, that is happening at the local level. That's where it is important. You should be doing that as well. Moving to the next. Okay, content marketing. Now we all know content is the king. Okay, and just creating the content is not everything, but we have to also know how to distribute it. Okay, and where to distribute it, because each of the kind of content that we have, okay, they vary from platform to platform. Okay, so we have to make sure that we are marketing it in the right place. So content could be your articles, your blogs, information, infographics. Okay, videos. It could be the multiple things, and this really helps you to rank yourself, or basically market yourself better. Because when you write relevant content for your users, consumers, okay, you end up in getting found much more faster than writing a random content. Okay, now link building is an exercise which happens whenever you are writing any blogs or writing for other websites. You tend to actually give your link saying that okay, you might have seen Quora. Okay, I'll just show you. Mm, okay, let me just say which is the best place to visit near Delhi. Okay. Okay, why don't I do this? Okay. I'll just show you this particular answer. Okay. It says six destinations near Delhi you can travel. We see this particular answer. Okay, and if you see there is, okay, it is not linked. There is no link. Fine. No problem. Okay, if you see out here in this particular case, I've just typed like the best laptop to in India under 50,000 rupees. Okay, this person has written this, but also has put a link. So when you click this link, you come to this particular website. I don't know what exactly this particular website is, but this particular website comes. He comes to this particular website. Okay, where he has listed all these particular different kind of list of products, processor, speed, processor, RAM, and all. So what he did was basically he built that particular link to this particular website. Okay, now this particular link as such. So now if a customer is actually going from here to this particular website, okay, what happens is, and if I probably do some exercise, okay, maybe add answer or something, I engage myself, then okay, I'll just not do that. But then what happens is like this particular link has become a positive lead for this particular person because he wrote something, he gave me that link, I clicked that link, went out there, and I'm doing some activity further. And if I purchase from there, then that's a different game altogether for him. Okay, that's a this particular Quora link is actually working perfectly fine for him. That is the link building activity, one of the exercise that we can do. Okay, there are multiple ways of doing it, but this is what it means. Going back to the presentation. Okay, and the, the advantage of doing all this is like it actually helps in broadening the target audience and referral business. So how this is how the referral business really works. Okay, it boosts revenue conversion. Okay, and most of them are very organic because I didn't have to pay to write that Quora. Okay, I can just build my ID and write the Quora answer and give a link, and I'm getting that particular traffic. Okay, without paying a single money, right? The next thing is establishing connections with other experts and companies within the industry. So while doing the content marketing and link building, you end up in meeting lots of people because you tend to actually create a circle. You join groups, you do lots of activities with them, you try to exchange knowledge and so on and so forth. And this also helps in building authority, trust, and relevance with others. They also start sending traffic to your website because you're actually going and interacting with them. Okay, and probably using their website to build that traffic link. You're sending to their website. They are sending to your website. Okay, and those are all quality content. Quality links. So that's generally helping you to build that trust, authority, and relevance within your customer as well. It helps you in brand, helping our brand join big conversation about influencing or influential topics. When you have lots of people talking or interacting in your website, okay, your brand following is huge. And when you say something, okay, which is relevant, or which is like, something which can impact the overall conversation in the market, okay, people will listen to you. This actually does that. Okay. And the next is, it helps you in ranking higher for multiple keywords. Okay, it will not only help you to rank in one or two top keywords, but it will help you in ranking for multiple keywords, because people know that, okay, uh, this is particular website is pretty much good. Okay, it is high quality website, and Google or any search engine will also try to, give you that preference of ranking your website much more higher because of those, because you have built that trust and authority over the period of time. Okay, and that actually helps us in reaching the larger audiences. Okay, we have already talked about that. So these are the different kind of activities that you can do for content marketing. You can write blogs. Okay, you can also run different brand activities. Okay, you can do guest blogging. Guest blogging is different from blogging. Blogging is what you do for yourself. Guest blogging is what you do for other people, okay, other websites. Uh, then you can build infographics. You can also write informational articles. Okay. Then you can do premium PR distribution, social bookmarking, press releases, videos, vlogs, and banners. So these are many ways you can do the content marketing or link building. Okay. This is one of the example. This is called infographics. Infographics are something which looks like this. Okay. Uh, where you try to, put lots of information in a very graphically uh, aesthetic way. Okay, and this, when somebody goes and reads the content, they get to learn more from a very small, content base. Okay, because this infographic is not so big, but it tells you lots of stuff, right? So that was just the example. Moving to the next one, social media optimization. Okay, social media optimization, helps you to reach out to more number of targeted audiences. Okay, and create brand awareness. When you have a platform where there are already, say in Facebook, there are more than, I guess, 2 billion people. Okay, then whenever you create any kind of a particular content, chances of it getting viral is quite higher. Okay, so similarly in LinkedIn or Twitter, any place. So you have to basically find out what exactly, is that particular platform where your post can really do well. Okay, the benefit is obviously more customer interaction, and it has a great visibility. The knowledge distribution is also pretty good out there. Okay, you'll find different kind of people with a different kind of interest or area of interest. And then customer loyalty enhancement can be much more higher in this particular area. uh, if you run particular campaign, you see lots of loyal customers coming and liking or engaging with your particular content. Okay, the next thing is adding marketing insight. See, take any platform, digital platform. Okay, uh, you will find an analytics or marketing insight for that thing. Say Facebook has Facebook insights. Okay, where you can understand how many people really got engaged with your post, or how many people liked it. Okay, that you can see. And what is the rate, if they are male or female, if they're, engaging from a particular area. Okay, like specifically only in India, or like they are from outside. You get to see all those particular information, and what time they are actually, more active. So these are the various aspects basically where which helps you to learn from those insights, and, do your marketing much more better. Okay, the next thing is customer service improvement. Then you can also do that in social media, through social media. What you need to do, that's very very important. Okay, in social media, use social media analytics to your advantage. Many people, they know about this, but they do not know how to use it. It's very simple. Okay, I'll probably show you one of the examples. Mm, just give me a moment. Mm. Uh, okay. So let me know when you can see it. Okay. So this is one of our clients. Okay. So whenever you go to a particular page or anything, okay, you'll actually find something called insights. Uh, this will actually go away in few days. Still, okay. I have not done much of activity in this particular page. Let me just change the page. Let me get something else. Okay. Okay. So you see out here, right? There's some engagement information. Okay. It tells you exactly what each of these things are. Okay. First of all, like in last 7 days, how exactly your page views were is very limited, but still, how many page likes are there? What is the post reach? Like if you have posted anything, what is the reach of it? How many, see, most of the things are organic out here. No ads have been run. Like so, it's reaching like nearly about 1,500, 2,000, 2,400 on a on each of these particular days. Okay. Then what were the engagements? Overall, in each day there were different kind of engagements. Okay, and responsiveness, how responsive were this particular people who are actually kind of working on this videos. How many? What is the reach of the videos? Okay, whatever have been posted, and what is the the page followers, have they increased or not? So this is one of the insights. You can also go in depth. Okay, there is something which is called Creative Studio, which is getting replaced, which is replacing Facebook Insight very soon. Okay, so thereafter you'll see all the information out here. We'll say see in this case, in last 7 days, how much things have changed. Okay, shows me that. Then probably it will shows me the loyalty. Okay, what is the loyalty? How many new followers? How many people unfollowed or followed a previous period and all? Then retention. So all this information helps. So see, it says that there were in past 7 days, our videos got actually this, not our videos. This particular videos got 506 minute views. Okay, how whatever videos were posted. First 3 seconds there were 552 people who got engaged. By the end of 15 seconds, there were only 204. By the end of 60 seconds, there were only 98. So this many dropped. So we have to make sure that if our videos are engaging or not. This will actually help us in understanding that. Okay. You can also get the Instagram traffic. I don't think I have anything on Instagram. Okay. Probably it is not there. So yeah. So in this case, I hope you understood what is to be done or how you can use the insight. Okay. Second thing is you experiment with optimal posting times. So as I told you, posting time is very important. When you're actually posting it in same content in multiple platforms, what happens is it's overkill because you might have followers in multiple platforms and they will see the same content. The first content they might actually see and go through it, but after that the engagement will just go down. They'll just neglect your posts. So try to create different kinds of posts. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is each of these posting should have some time. Okay, you see the Facebook posts, your customers, you'll find the engagement in a different time section versus in LinkedIn, versus in Twitter, versus in Instagram. Okay, You might have some overlaps, but still, most of the peak time that when the people really looks at your content would be different. Okay. The next thing is use hashtags. Hashtags are very very important. Most of the people, there are two schools of thoughts. Some people say no, hashtag is no more useful, but there are a good number of people who are saying that hashtags are quite useful even today. Okay, hashtags are basically like keywords that actually help you to trend. If hashtag is trending and you're using that particular hashtag, your content might get found much more faster, okay, than if you're not using any hashtags. So try to use hashtags. Okay, work on optimizing your social media profiles, because most of you have a Facebook or a LinkedIn or a Twitter profile, but I'm quite sure many of you have not really optimized it. Okay, what does optimization means? Optimization means basically, I'll just show you that as well. Okay, optimization means you should have this particular information clear. Okay, you should have about us, which is well written. You should also put as many information as possible. You will not find it out actually. That's my not a personal profile, but yeah. So these are the basic things which you have to be very very clear. Okay. Let me just. Okay. So it should have very clear uh, set of things that you should what exactly you do. Okay. You should have about you properly written. You should be having a consistent activities going on. Okay, you should have a proper detailed experience what you have been doing. If you have taken any kind of endorsement, if you are endorsed by some people, or if you have endorsed them, you should you should list them, and they should able to endorse you. And then recommendations, which really matters a lot. Okay, so the more recommendations you have, the better it is. Okay, and always try to give the recommendations as well back to people. So that's a a relation that you build, and engage yourself. Try to post on a regular basis. So these things are basically what helps you in increasing your optimizing your social media profile. So whenever people are looking for similar kind of profile, you also come up. You might have seen there are suggestions which has come up, which generally comes up in when you're in LinkedIn. Okay, to with friends or third third person link and all those stuff. So if you come in that particular section, it is always good. People, there are many people who will want you to want you and join your network. Okay, so the better the network, the better your fan following will be. So these are basic things which you have to know in social media. Coming to the search engine marketing. Okay, search engine marketing is not exactly search engine optimization, but it works on similar kind of theory. Okay, in marketing we just pay and run the ads. Okay, so this marketing can be in multiple fields. It could be in Google, being YouTube. Okay, or many other things. So what is search engine marketing? It is the most targeted and efficient form of digital marketing. Okay, basically you pay and target, do proper research, all the keywords and as well as your audience, and then you basically target them and then market specifically those kind of people. For example, I was reading this particular I was reading this particular example. Do you know the case of Airbnb? Okay, Airbnb is like, we know that it's a famous like uh, travel or staying website, basically, where you can uh, rent or get a particular place in a very very cheaper price. When they started, they were a very small company, okay, and they were not having too many client base. What they did, they have been doing some research. They have found out that, okay, fine. Uh, they found that most of the people in Craigslist, if you're aware of this or not, but Craigslist is an advertisement, like, a site where you can put lots of free advertisements, okay, for different kind of things. They found out like the Craigslist could be a very good source where basically people are looking for those cheap accommodations and all. Okay, what they did, they start targeting those particular audience. Okay, they run multiple ads in and around them. They have increased almost 300% of their traffic within few months. Okay, so that is like a huge increase. And after that, they have stuck to it, and even today, you'll see Craigslist ads in Airbnb. Airbnb ads in Craigslist pretty often. So you'll like, actually, there are so many things which you can actually uh, do accordingly. Whereas like the Craigslist is just advertisement platform. Craigslist found sorry Craigslist is an advertisement platform, and Airbnb actually really found that particular opportunity and converted from them. So in that particular thing, we have to, like, that's something what the research and things will really help. Okay, what social media, sorry, so what search engine marketing does is basically like, why we should do it. Google display campaigns are the ads. Okay, uh, we have seen that they have a reach of 80% of global internet user. So if you're running an ad and you're spending good amount of money on that, okay, there is a chance that you can penetrate to up to 80% of global internet users. And these are not, like, small number. We're talking about billions. Okay, so that's the kind of reach Google has. Okay, and 70% of the mobile searchers call a business directly from Google search. So this has been also, like, there, that most of the time, like, whenever people are actually really doing a mobile search and they find exactly those things, those particular business that they require, they generally end up in calling them. Okay, so that's a good lead generation platform. Next thing is, I'm talking about these ads. Okay, uh, not the organic itself. Okay, now the businesses are making an average of $2 in revenue for every $1 they spend on AdWords. Like, there is a very this number is little old, but this is, like, still relevant. It says that if you spend $1, and then you have to spend in a proper way. Okay, you have to do proper research and test and everything, and then spend that money. Okay, the chances are pretty high that you will actually earn $2 from it. But, like, if you're not doing a proper market research or proper, like, marketing, then what happens is, like, you'll actually end up in losing that $1. So just be careful about that. Okay, but yeah, in an average, $2 has been earned every $1 that you have spent. Okay, globally. And there is a 72% of AdWords, like, marketers plan to increase the PPC budget, which demonstrates that they are generating positive ROI every time whenever somebody is running the campaign. Okay, and if they're running it properly, 72% 72% of marketers generally increase their budget over the period of time on, like, all the paid ads, because they are seeing a positive growth. So that's where basically, like, this like the paid ads or search engine marketing really comes in play. Okay, we have to make sure that we are doing all these activities, initial planning and setup. That's a must thing before you start. Otherwise you will just end up in losing money. You create the campaign and develop it. See, this is not a one time activity, okay, that you just put an ad and, run and leave it, but you have to keep on optimizing it. Like, There is a chance that certain ads might work, certain ads might not work. But if you know what is why it is not working after seeing those analytics, okay, you will obviously have to optimize your ads and they will start working. So that's where the testing comes in. Okay. The next thing is you have to keep on auditing your ad regularly. Regularly could be like as often as every 2 hours or 3 hours in a day. Because what happens is like a certain point of time you have to either pause your ads or you have to probably your budget will get over or your budget will be spent in something very irrelevant things. So you have to make sure that you're auditing your ads on a regular basis, okay, so that you're keeping tab. The next thing is continuation evaluation, like auditing and evaluation, okay, and reporting. We need to make sure if you run an ad, if you might have run an ad, you might have seen there is also an insight or tracking which all the search engine uh, company gives you. Okay, like for Google, we have Google Analytics. Even AdWords, they have AdWord Analytics. All these reports basically helps you to identify this particular things. Okay, and out here is one example. Okay, of ads. Whenever you run I just wrote LinkedIn ad, you'll see even LinkedIn is running an ad for himself or for themselves. Okay, because if you do not do it, what happens your competition might actually take that lead. So anyways, coming to the next in the search engine marketing also there are multiple kinds of campaigns. There's a Google search ads. Okay, so these are all Google search ads. I also showed you one more prior to that. Okay, so this is a Google search ad out here. I'm just quickly running because I have only 10 minutes to complete. Okay, if you have any questions, we can discuss later. And this is where you basically perform your keyword research and see what is the monthly search and the competition means how many people are really bidding for that particular keyword. Okay, if the competition is low means less people are bidding. If the competition is medium or high, that means more number of people are bidding on that particular keyword. Okay. The next one is Google display ads. Display ads are whenever uh, you might have seen, right, you might have searched or gone in Amazon or some other place. Example, you have searched for say a laptop, okay, or a dress. Once you exit off that particular website and go to some other website, you start seeing the same ad that you have just searched. Okay, so those are called basically display ad. What Google is doing, or what the particular business is doing, is they are retargeting. Like you have seen that particular page in their website. Now they know that okay, you have seen it and you have not bought it, or you might have bought it as well. Now then have this particular information. Okay, fine. You have seen that particular page. So when you go to other website also, it starts following you. It starts following you for a certain time, unless you either purchase it or it will go away after a few days. So that is basically called display ads. There are multiple kinds of display ads. That's one of the example which I gave you. Okay. The other is basically Google video ads. This image is not very clear, but still, whenever you run any YouTube videos these days, you'll definitely find an ad going on. In few ads, you will see the skip buttons. In few, you do not see those skip buttons. They will say to play till end. Okay, so those are called your video ads or YouTube ads. And then at places like this, or even at the bottom, okay, you'll see some kind of ads running. Okay, so these are basic. There are various kinds of ads YouTube has today. Okay, advantages are pretty much there. YouTube is the second most visited website after Google, and you guys are pretty much aware of that. YouTube makes a huge amount of dollars in advertisements. Uh, their advertising are very targeted, highly targeted. Okay, you can actually target the right kind of audience for the ads that you will run out there. Okay, and advertisement, it's the metrics are very easy to measure. You know exactly how YouTube ads will look like, and what are the traffic, where it is coming from, where did they find you, and so on and so forth. Okay, what is the time they spend on the video, how many hours or how many minutes they have spent on the particular video and all. And there are good number of people who actually watches this particular YouTube channels. Okay, YouTube's are very very addictive. Okay, and at current spend, YouTube delivers a high return of investment, so ROI is pretty high. Okay, compared to the television commercials in YouTube, it's up to like 77%. Or it will vary actually. It's not very fixed number, but it will vary. Okay, but it actually at a very high level compared to the television. Televisions are very very low. Okay, and 70% of shoppers say that they're open to learn about the product from brands they see on YouTube. So research is also one of the major criteria for the people who who should do the research. They generally visit YouTube. Many of you have done that probably, and like 59% of executives prefer to watch a YouTube video rather than read text. So video has become a very very integral part these days. Okay, and video marketing is really really picking up. Okay, so my suggestion, if you're marketing, try to also market in terms of video. Okay, moving to the next slide. You might have seen Gmail. Okay, whenever you at times you open your Gmail, this is an old format. You'll see some ads running out there at the top, just before your inbox. Okay, so those are also the way you can run the ads. Then you have other kind of ads where basically like I just explained to you about this remarketing. Okay, where if you see something on a website and exit that, and after some time you'll start seeing it on the pages. Okay, now comes the email marketing. Email marketing is a very very important and necessary thing these days. Many people feel that okay, not many people really sees the email, but there are a huge number of conversions that happens through email. Okay, now it depends on your targeted audience whom you're targeting. Okay, I'm just skipping this entire thing again. Okay, so this is pretty much the the basics of digital marketing. Okay, I just ran through it, but still these are like vast amount of information which are there in the internet. If you're already doing it, it's pretty awesome. Now I'm going to show you or take you through some of this things like very basic stuff. Okay, but very very important for any business to kind of that they need to increase their sales or branding or awareness. So these are called basic hacks. Okay, as I told you initially, I was going to tell you some of the hacks. Try to create a website or app which are very simple. Okay, don't create a very complex app. Too much of colorful color or jazz or too many things that actually confuses your customer. Okay, try to have a very simple layout because people will come to your website if they are confused. Then the purpose of your website is gone. Okay, try to make that particular content, the things that you write on your website, the content that you put, easy to read. Okay, people should come and able to read the content that you are posting faster. They should understand it easily. Don't use too lengthy sentences or too bombastic words. Okay, use simple English, or if you're using a different language, use simple form of that particular language. Make sure that you're not making any grammatical mistakes or any spelling mistakes, because that's a big off. Okay, and it should be user friendly. Okay, user friendly means it should be easy for the users to understand. They should not spend too much of time learning your website, because that actually kills lots of interest in people. People do not really want to use their brain too much to understand anything these days. Okay, not only these days, but in general. Okay, so if it is easier, it is user friendly, it is better for them to understand or be in the website. Try to always make sure that it is easy to navigate. At times what happens, to find a particular product, many people they create multiple clicks or multiple paths to reach to a place. That confuses people. If you want to purchase something, if a customer wants to purchase something, they want it to be done in one click, as simple as that. So try to reduce that number of clicks on the website. Try to make your particular website particular easy, little more easy to find, or the content that is in your website little more easy to find. Okay. And the next thing is, have a very clear CTA button. CTA is call to action. Call to action buttons are these big buttons, okay, which you'll see in many places on your website. It tells you to do something. Like if it is like an add to cart, it will actually ask you add to cart, or if it is asking you to give a or engage the customer, or fill a form, it will actually tell that all those. That should be very specific and big and clear. Okay, it should not be hidden somewhere. Okay. The next thing is, always keep sure whenever you're making your website specifically, they should be mobile first. Okay, mobile friendly. They should not look pretty odd when it comes to mobile or tab. Okay, or it looks beautiful on a website on a desktop, but it looks pretty odd in your mobile. No, it should not be that. It should be responsive. Okay, it should be uh, device diagnostic. Okay, and the next thing is, give priority to the UX or the user experience or and UI. Okay, it is very very important that you design a very clean and purposeful website rather than creating a mess of it. Many people doesn't uh, do it properly. It looks very incomplete. It looks very odd. The designs are not good, not very aesthetically good. So the users generally do not trust those kind of websites. Not saying that those are not useful websites, but the trust factor comes when many people see such kind of websites. Like this is one of the example. Okay, I'll just show you. Uh, Out here, I have already written it out here. So this website, it's an AI writer. It's very simple. It is very clear. Hello, there is a noise. Is there something that I'm missing? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes. You are audible, but your video is not visible. That your presentation is not visible.
Not visible. Okay, I'm representing. I'm sorry, I might have missed some of this, like you know,
Yeah, yeah. Now it is
comments.
visible.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the website. It's very clean. Okay, simple, and most of the information is right out there. It has testimonies or the people, what people are really talking about. Okay, and they also have some plans, like that they sell, what exactly it is, and they have their KPIs and metrics to measure and all. So it looks very simple, clean, and easy to use. So this is basically a very simple website. So if we kind of create such website, it becomes very easy for the people or the user to kind of go and uh, uh, engage with the website, right? So that's one thing. One second, let me just go to the PPT. Okay, the second hack is create a great landing page, like create landing killer page that sells. Okay, page. You're talking about lots of about website and all, but website is something, it has all the information. Okay, so what happens is, if you're trying to sell only one of your service, okay, to bring the customer to that particular page, okay, uh, it might have too many information which they might get confused and all. It really depends. But if you can create a landing page means something like this, where basically uh, you're asking your customers to come, see what exactly this particular page is all about. Here is one particular video which this person has actually posted. I am going to share that again with you. Okay, so this is one of the landing pages. Here, this particular video. The video will actually play and tells about what exactly this particular page all about. Okay, and it also talks about what exactly it is out here and what it has done. It has given an you can create an account out here. Okay, so this is a action that the customer needs to do if they're landing this in this particular page. This is not a website. Okay, this is just a landing page. The website looks like this actually. If you go to this particular website, this website will look like this. Okay, it will have too many information around, and that particular service that you're looking for, finding from this particular website is a little more tough. Okay, so this particular landing page is only specific to this particular feature, understanding modern incident management with Ops Genie. Okay, and in here the action is basically to fill the form. So that is very very important. Okay, so we have to make sure that we create this kind of killer landing pages for our businesses as well. The next thing is basically, okay, now you might be wondering, like, right, how do I create this kind of landing pages? It is very tough at times. Writing those contents which are easy to understand are not very easy. I have just put this particular example. This is one of the example. Okay, this is not only one. There are many such websites where they actually use AI driven, like you know uh, content writing aspects, design, and the way you can actually design your landing page to be entirely AI driven. If you have something in your mind and probably just put it together, all those pointers, they will help you to also generate those content for your page. So this kind of website, headline.com, I'll just show you out here again. This is headline.com. Okay, this will actually help you in creating contents for your website, for your social media pages, for the landing pages, for any kind of campaigns that you want to run. This is one of the example. There might be many many. Okay, I use this very often, so that's why I'm giving you this example. Okay, so this really helps, and I've also given you the link. You can use it later. The third hack is this. Now we talked about the first two hacks. Okay, I'll just go back. How to make the website and having the landing page. Okay, the next obvious thing would be your targeting your audience. Now, what kind of audience will you target? How will you find whom to target? If I ask anyone, okay, who are your targeted audiences or audience? It's at times most of the people will say, oh, my product can be used by everyone. That's a very common answer. But there are very less people who are very focused. Okay, you know what? My target audience is someone between the age of 18 to 30. Okay, who knows how to use technology. Just example. Okay, and who will have online account to purchase the product. Okay, and who have some knowledge about or who actually works in this kind of companies or belongs to this kind of this particular place, like say US, UK. I'm just targeting those audience. If I can narrow down the kind of audience, okay, now anything beyond that will be my upsell. Okay, that will be my additional sell. But this is my niche customer that I'm going to target. So what will happen is I'll be able to build my uh, entire structure of a business in and around those customer base. Okay, but I'm not just limiting my sale to those customer base. My customer base, my sale could be to anyone, but my target is that. Okay, so generally how we derive to any kind of persona building is we do research, we do lots of surveys, then we start constructing the persona depending on the survey results and the analysis and all. Then we start creating test cases. Okay, you might get different varieties of the answer. So you have to base or create tests to test that hypothesis whether which of this particular thing will work out. And then we define each one of them, and then we run the test in different as different geographies or different places or different type of characters of the people. And once we get the feedback, okay, we start analyzing all these things, and then we come up with the final person. Okay, these are the kind of people who will be using my particular product. Okay, I have listed out some of this articles out here. You might want to go and read it, okay, online. They give you lots of important inputs on how to build your customer persona. Okay, because you might think, okay, I'm targeting this particular set of people and all, but you might actually be very very wrong at times. So to test it, to build it, how do you do that? These are the different things. Like I generally use HubSpot marketing persona building tools, okay, to design my persona. But you can go through any of these particular articles. The hack four is creating content targeting your clients. Now, once you build the persona, okay, the next step you should be doing is how do you basically target those particular time periods? What would they really understand? So you have to basically map the content to the stage in the buying cycle. So you make sure that okay, you should be aware, okay, that your customers, whenever they are purchasing your product, they generally go through this particular cycle of awareness. They are first aware, like, okay, yeah, your particular company exists, your particular company actually provides this kind of particular product. Then they evaluate, okay, and then finally, when they're satisfied, they will purchase it. So you have to basically encourage your customers to go through all these particular phases and help them to navigate through that particular process faster. Okay, so there are a few questions generally which you should be asking, okay, to yourself, and even while writing this content. What route the buyers take to get from identifying his need or awareness to make a purchase? What will they actually, which particular route or path will they take? Will they actually come to the website and do it, or will they go to the Facebook and then they come to the website, or will they directly go to some landing page and then they'll do it? Or is that Instagram is a better way of making them aware and bring that traffic to a page? So those are the different things. And obviously, as I told you earlier, you will not write the same content across all the platforms. Instagram will be having a different content, Facebook will have a different content, your website might have actually a different content. So each of the way you basically do it is actually helping you to design your content. Okay, what content can you provide to help buyers in awareness stage identifying their needs? How can you facilitate prospect buyers evaluation of the services? Okay, uh, what can you offer to pursue the buyers to close the deal? Okay, so you have to make sure while writing the content, these are the major things which stays in your mind. Okay, now see, at times it's not possible for you to write the content up to that scale. Okay, at that point of time, what you do is you use multiple tools, or you use videos, you use tools that can help you to generate this AI contents, artificial intelligence contents. So there are many ways of doing that. So the next most important thing, your content that you write should make the price irrelevant for your customers. Okay, if you can hit that right note among your customers that okay, fine, this is the service or this is the product which I'm giving you and this is going to help you, they will not worry about the price. Okay, so that's one thing. And make content for multiple channels, okay, multiple sales channels, as I told you, and make sure that your contents are uniform across. It should say the same message. Maybe the way you write it will be different, but the messaging should be same. If you give two different or three different messages, okay, in multiple platforms or in the same place, customers will get confused. Let's not confuse them. Okay, a confused customer will actually leave you. So the fifth hack is always maintain a content calendar. This is very important. Most of the people doesn't do it, but it is very very important that you manage a calendar. Okay, you create a calendar. I suggest that when you're doing it, you design a monthly or a quarterly content calendar in advance. Make sure that you're doing it. Okay, uh, you do it in advance, and you design a story in and around it. What does that mean? That okay, on day one, I am going to put a quotation or inspiration quote. On day two, I'm going to share a testimonial. I've actually put some simple uh, uh, a calendar out here for a social media. This is just for a reference purpose. Okay. Each day there is some kind of an activity. Remember at the starting we talked about the freshness of the content. This is one of those thing. Okay, and the relevance. Okay, and it also keeps people, your audience, engaging. Imagine you're posting today, and after 15 days you're posting the next post. Your customers or consumers will not know when you'll post next, so they are confused. They will not come to your page too often. Okay, and then publish the content uniformly. Okay, just don't publish on only one channel. Try to publish in multi-channel, break it equally so that you get traffic from multiple places. Design the next steps post content publishing. Like you just cannot publish the content and just wait for it. You have to also have a plan. Okay, if people are responding to this, what should be the next step? If people are not responding to this, what should be the next step? If they are actually filling up a form, okay, how soon should I engage with them, and so on and so forth. Then you should track the analytics. That's the most important thing. It will help you to actually find out the optimal hours, days, weeks, months, and quarters when the content are performing well. Okay, identify the platforms that converts. See, there might be. I told you to share your content uniformly across the platform, but not all the platform will give you good traffic or good conversion. So you have to identify, okay, which particular platform will actually get you more conversions, and then target those particular platform and run the ads. Okay, run paid ads in the platforms and maintain consistency. Consistency is the key. If you are actually just doing it for once or maybe say 10 times in a month, continue that. But the more consistent you are, the better you actually your results will be. If you post on a daily basis something or other thing, that is always better, okay, than just posting once in a week. Like that probably. Okay. This is hack number 6. Maybe there's a slight error out here. It's actually hack number 6. Okay. Use right platform to market. Uh, you do not know which particular platform will really perform well, but you know your product, right? So you know your product. Say, imagine your product is some kind of a food blog. Okay, then the food blog might really work well in terms of Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. Okay, compared to Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm not saying that they will not work. Okay, they might be less impactful. I'm not really sure, but I'm just saying. Okay, it also depends on the way you run it. But I'm just giving you your preferred platform should be Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, maybe TikTok. Okay, if you are having that access, and so on, and YouTube. So these are the things which you have to be very very clear. You have to run the test to identify the right platform, create relevant contents, research competitors, and replicate their success. See, at times when you are launching a new business, we tend to do lots of research. Now, in researching, we also have to make sure that what our competitors are doing and try to see what they are doing really good and learn from it and start utilizing that for our success. Okay, so that is very important. Competitors are always a good teacher at times. So let's also we can replicate the success pretty fast. The next thing is run campaigns to increase the market penetration. You have to run the campaigns in those particular platforms. Okay, try video marketing. Video is a very effective marketing tool these days. Okay, I already told you that. And spend on automation and analytics tools. While we are doing lots of exercise on building our brand or like the business, we tend to actually not spend on the right places. We might be spending physically on lots of things, but if we can spend on some of these automation and analytics tools, these days you get it very cheap in market. Okay, you can automate lots of these particular activities that you're doing in day-to-day life. Okay, there are multiple hacks that you can also do. I have not listed out everything. There are hundreds and thousands of them. Okay, this is just a very high level one, as I told you. And at the end, okay, let's not forget this seven things. Useful. If your startups are useful, okay, if your marketing is useful or not, if it is usable or not, okay, findability, credible, desirable, accessible, and valuable. Okay. Now, if you are running any kind of a marketing, make sure that they also pass through all these seven categories. Okay, that actually helps you to save lots of money, time, and like, effort. Okay, so that's pretty much what I had. Okay, I am open for Q&A now. So why don't we start with the Q&A? I'll just sharing.
Thank you, Mr. Thapa, for your presentation. Uh, it was very nice and informative. Okay, and I hope all the participants who are listening to this program, they are really enjoying and will take some advantage from that. Okay, and now we can take questions from the audience, from the startup. One question from Mr. Siddharth. Okay, hi Deepurat, what should be the portion of cash in terms of percentage going into marketing part of early startup? Okay.
Okay, Siddharth, I'll just tell you upfront. Okay, most of the people
Mhm.
makes this actually is a very good question. Most of the people they make a huge mistake in not attributing marketing, uh, percentage in their entire business planning. Right? Technically, if you ask me, generally it should be 50%. Okay. Now I'm not talking about 50% in one go. It should be your overall budgeting when you're doing that. You should be attributing 50%. I'll give you one of the best example. Okay, you have most of us watch movies, right? Movies take lots of money to produce, okay, to direct and everything. But you know what is the maximum percentage of money that actually goes? It's almost more than 50% actually goes in marketing, okay. And you have seen the kind of advertisements they run, okay, and that also brings lots of traffic to their or converts in people going to and watching those movies. And you might have also seen some of these movies and where you'll not see lots of marketing and directly proportionally there will be very less ticket sales. So this is a very classic example. But for any business also, I definitely say you should attribute 50% because this is not a one-time activity. This is a continuous activity. Okay, you have to keep on updating lots of content. You have to keep on updating lots of work on multiple platforms, run ads, and you might also have to employ a person who will work for you in a similar fashion on that particular topics. So generally, 30 to 50% is a very ideal scenario of the cash that you should be keeping.
Thank you, Mr. Thapa, for your answering. Anyone who can ask question directly, you can raise your hand one by one.
Uh, Mr. Sai has actually asked, good evening, very good session. Okay, thank you. I have a question. I have seen the advertisement that displays in the TV ads. Also, there is a major role. Does a startup really needs to focus? So it depends. Like, see, as I told you, right? These days, traditional and the digital marketing generally works hand in hand. Okay, you cannot just do digital and forget about traditional, or traditional and forget about digital. Now the question is, for your startup, okay, is it necessary, like, to do the TV ads? What exactly you are trying to achieve? If you can actually just probably, like, raise your hand, and we can talk about it and try to, like, answer you more appropriately. But TV ads cost a little more, okay, compared to digital marketing ads. So digital marketing is, like, that's the reason why it is getting a little famous.
Okay.
So Sanjeev ji,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, yeah.
You can ask your question
Hello.
directly.
Yeah, I think you're on mute.
Hello, sir. Very good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Yes, sir. My name is Santosh and a founder of Quick Quiz. So, what our platform is of a tech platform. So, what we have
Okay.
seen, we have basic analysis. What we have done. So, if we take the top tech platforms like Byju's, Upgrade, and White Hat Juniors, so we are relevant to that category. So, what we have observed is that through our analysis, what we have found around 40% of the market has been expanded in India through their TV ads. So
Right.
not only students, the parents who are unable to see the mobile ads and they can't go through these advertisements are also influenced by these TV ads. They wantedly ask their children to tell about the company, what is it and what is about. Does a
Right.
really startup need to focus on this because the budget is quite expensive where the startups can't be afforded? So, sir, your thought on this and your move on this, sir.
See, I am pretty straightforward. If you have a, like, a good budget, then running ads in multiple platform really helps, because as I told you, uh, not everybody, even in, like, still now in India, not everybody is online. Okay, a good majority is still offline, so they can be targeted with TV ads or radio ads. But the problem is, like, it entirely depends on how much budget you have. What I suggest is, rather than focusing on, like, targeting what Baiju and White Hat is doing, because they have huge amount of funding. Okay, you have to understand that particular aspect. Uh, so you still, like, can start with the digital marketing aspect of it, and then once you start growing, and you probably can get into a seed, like, those round one, round two of funding. At that point of time, bigger budgets, you can focus on the TV ads. That's my suggestion, because it exhausts your cash very, very fast if you're just going for the TV ads.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
See, one more thing. You can scale up your ad at the scale up, okay, but in early stage you can't afford so much money, okay, for your startup. So my suggestion also is go gradually, okay, and
Yeah.
increase your marketing step by step, okay. So first of all, you can highlight the digital marketing, okay, with minimum cost, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, basically we
Thank
are
you,
running an
thank you for your
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone?
you're saying something. We have Mr. Sanjeev Kumar.
Yeah. What should be the portfolio? Anyone can ask question directly.
Uh,
Please raise
so
your
there's
hand.
a, yeah, is organic traffic sources marketing strategies is effective for startups, and normally some free content or guide goodies serve first and then ask for buy in organic. Is there other quick ways also to do? So see, yeah, organic. Okay, I'll just explain you, right. When you're starting up, organic is the first thing that you should do. You should not jump in the paid marketing immediately, unless uh, you have your platform ready and everything. Okay, and you needed the initial push immediately, unless, okay. But I suggest, like, once you create your content, or once you create your organic marketing platform ready, and then you go and, like, start working on the inorganic aspect of it. Organic marketing research will also help you in boosting your inorganic traffic better, and the inorganic traffic that you're getting, those will be very, very relevant, because those are highly targeted customers, right? So they are actually kind of like going to stick with you for a longer time. That's the reason why many companies who are running inorganic ads or paid ads, they see a quick jump in the traffic initially, but the moment when this stops investing, the traffic goes back to zero. That should not be the way. It is like you're just wasting your money then. Your The ideal scenario should be your traffic that you're getting from inorganic. So stay with you. Post even you have actually have stopped your paid ads. At least you should retain 20 to 30% of them. Mm, so
Next
there
question.
is other question. Does link insertion is relevant articles have the same weightage as guest post for backlink? Uh, See, it depends where your posting is getting done. Okay. So as I told you, right, if it is a quality a site where you're actually inserting your links or links to the articles, and then your versus you're writing in a quality posts, a quality guest posts. They both have the different kind of weightage. I'll not say anything is better than other, but both are relevant. Both are important. That's what I'll say. So if you're doing that, then you should be doing both. That if it is possible.
Any question?
Guys, I have actually not touched anything in depth. I'll be very straightforward with you. It is impossible to cover in such a short time. Okay. But if you have any questions, you can write at info at sign in. So, Sanjeevji, can you just type the?
Signin.incubator@gmail.com.
Okay, okay.
Okay, any
Sign.
question? You can raise your hand. Otherwise, you can conclude the program. Actually, we are 6 p.m. already. So, Mr. Thapa, it was a very great, interesting session. Okay, and you are putting so many information in your slide. Sometimes you are going to insight. Uh, so, I am also learned something from your session. Okay, and I think it will
I will
help
send you
our
the
startup.
PDF if you can share with them, share with the
Yes,
team.
yes, yes, yes. It will definitely help to our startup, and we will definitely start Insight very soon. Okay, wherever and from next program you can show your other thing to our startup activities. Okay, and very soon we are going to start our seed funding project. Okay, so that's why we are running this type of program continuously. So all those startups who are very much interested for their early stage funding, they can always try to connect with us and attend our session regularly. Okay, and secure their fund in future. Okay, otherwise if you are not engaging us or we are not able to engage with you, okay, then I hope that this will not for startup and our incubator also. So from a startup, I say one thing: they, uh, join our program regularly and watch our pages. Okay, watch our social media site for live updation and our group also. Okay, WhatsApp group. So I hope we can conclude today's session. Okay, so thank you all of you who are joining this program and ask some questions. And it was very interesting. And thank you very much, Mr. Dipura Thapa, for doing such kind of such a wonderful session. Okay, and we'll start the this program same time tomorrow at 4 p.m. And intellectual for the session, we'll discuss about the intellectual property rights and it will. The session was continued by session will continue by the Mrs. Neil Kamal Jain from Delhi, and I hope it will help for startups as their as a protect to their startups. Okay, so thank you all of you and have a good day. Okay, take care and bye bye.